Hey, there's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day, and check this out. Getting some emails and questions in my group, my Facebook group, about their yard, and it's getting some yellow in it. Let's look at this and let's talk about it. Now I'm gonna show you a couple of different situations here. This is a renovation at my neighbor's yard I did, but you can see these little patches of yellow. Okay, let's get down here closer and look at it. See how the turf isn't quite green? It's got these little, let's see if that thing will focus for you. A little bit of discoloration on the tips. Well, I attribute that to frost burn. We've had some real hard frost. And see how the tip right there, it's just kind of scalded a little bit. It's lost its color. It's kind of in stress. Now in this particular situation, this renovation was done late, okay? We had an amazing fall with record-breaking rainfall. It's just 2 hurricanes, we just got blowed out of the water. Matter of fact, this year for North Carolina has been, I think, don't quote me to this, I'd have to go look it up, but I think this is gonna end up being our highest record amount of rainfall ever for this year. We've just had copious amounts of rain. And with that and the combination of this being a late renovation means the grass come up late, okay? I didn't have an opportunity to feed it again, to really push it and mature it before winter set in. So that's kind of why it's lagging behind a little bit. That's why it's kind of got some yellow in it. The combination of the hard frost and the heavy rains is what's done this, okay? Now, can I do anything to fix this right now? Maybe. Am I worried about fixing it right now? No, I could care less about fixing it right now. I'm not out here mowing. I could care less what this looks like. As long as it doesn't go dormant and go dead on me, I'm okay with it. But that's my way of doing lawn care. It may not be yours, but it is mine. I'm not at all concerned about that at this point in time. Now this right here is more of a mature stand of turf, okay? This has been my yard for a while. Now I lost a lot of it to grub worms and bagworms and gray leaf spot and crazy amounts of rain. My gosh, it rained like crazy. Still raining like crazy. And so, although this is a little more mature, it still has some yellow in it. And look down here, here's a very mature leaf blade right here. You can see the thickness of it, how wide it is, and look, the same thing is going on. The tips are just barely curling up like that. It's completely okay. Don't sweat that. Now, if I were at all concerned about this, what could I do about it right now? Today is January 1st, 2019. Happy New Year. I pray God's favor on you in 2019. What could I do to my grass to make it greener? Well, I don't really want to do anything to it, to be honest with you. Well, Pete, I thought you liked the green yard. I do. I like my green yard when it's supposed to be green, okay? You have to remember, this is kind of considered the off season. Heck, some of you boys are covered up in snow, and you can't even look at this. Everything is white, and that's completely fine too. It's wintertime. It's not supposed to be a bright, vibrant green right now and growing like its mind is bad. It's just not. Whew. Look at them crepe myrtle suckers. Well, I got to get on that. I'm telling you, I've been busy running 180 miles an hour around here, and my landscape is showing it. I ain't had time to do nothing. But hey, back to the turf. Don't sweat it. If I wanted to do something to maybe darken it up a little bit, I would use a real low rate of, say, Green Effect, that 700, that iron product we got. Or I would use a real low rate of something like Green Punch, the 1801, okay? don't go crazy with that stuff. It's not the time to go hammering the yard with food and make it wake up, okay? Now here's a good analogy. Here's the way you can look at that. All right, let's look at animals. Let's look at a snake. Okay, I like snakes. I like going out there and picking them up and playing with them and putting them in the woods where they belong. Now if it gets too close to me, I'll shoot it. But if I see it first, I'm okay with it. But a snake right now, for the most part, they're pretty much dormant, okay? They crawl up in the ground, go down in the hole, and they go to sleep and hibernate for the winter, right? You don't see snakes out running around when it's cold. It's because it needs that heat to function. It needs that heat to be active. It needs warmth to be going. You wouldn't go grab a snake and try to put a hairdryer on it and make it wake up, right? Just so you could have a snake during the wintertime. It don't work that way. Turf is the same way. That's probably a stupid analogy, but it's really the only thing I can come up with. Turf is the same way. Okay, the biology in the soil is slowed way down because it needs that heat from the spring, the summer, and fall. The temperatures in the ground have to be up for all that stuff to be working. And when all the biology in the soil is working, everything else is working. Your roots are growing, your turf's growing, you're mowing, you're growing, you're mowing, you're growing, all that stuff. It's just not the time of the year, okay? Now, on the flip side of that, if you have a yard if you have a cool season turf that is completely yellow, completely brown, chances are you may have not fed it correctly back in the fall. You may have not have supplied it with the right amount of nutrients or the right nutrients in order for it to maintain some color. Now, just take that a little further. Some of you live in a severe cold environment. I don't live in a severely cold environment, so I don't know. I'm simply going off of common sense here, okay? You can do all those things right, but if you're in a super frigid cold environment for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, that turf grass is going to shut down because I don't know of a cool season turf that can grow in a freezer. So there you go. There's a few different examples. We had a renovation back here that was kind of done late, and it's kind of, you know, it's so-so. It looks good, but it don't look as good as maybe I want it to. Am I sweating it? Nope, not at all. I'm gonna sleep real good tonight, knowing that turf grass back there don't look as peak at it or as pristine as it should look. My yard right here, does it look as good as it should or as good as it could right now? Maybe. I think it's close. I had to put a lot of extra effort and a lot of extra energy and money into this yard back in the fall, simply to combat the weather we had. So considering all things considering, I think this looks exceptional for this time of the year. My test plot, same way. It's looking really good right now for this time of the year. And in any way, shape, or form, am I worried about the little bit of yellow that's in my yard, or the yellow tips, or the little bit of discoloration in my yard? I don't know about you, but I could care less. It does not bother me right now, one bit. So hey, there you go. No action in this video. You just watching this clown talk about yard work and grass. But I hope you liked it anyway. Like and subscribe and share and all that cool stuff. We got some really cool things coming up in the yard. Well, let me go and give you a hint while we're at it. See my big cryptomeria right here? See how close they are to the edge of that turf? There's my irrigation head right there. That cryptomeria is outgrowing my turf. I gotta fix that. Now, a couple of summers ago, I put irrigation in my yard, and I am incredibly anal. Matter of fact, I'm overly anal about when I mow, I want a smooth, level surface. I do not tolerate bumps in my yard. I cannot stand them. I will not have them. They are not allowed in my yard. And my yard was like that up until I put this stupid irrigation system in. Now that, of course, that was a trade-off. I got the irrigation and I spent hours and hours and days fixing those trenches. And they're still not perfect. They still have a hump and a bump. So heck, I think your yard needs to be laser graded, don't you? So lots of cool things coming up. Make sure you subscribe so 2019 you can follow us in here, seeing what we're doing in the yard. Got some new products. The Carbonex is about to come out. So another thing that was really cool, a lot of folks wanted this option, and my friends at Greene County, they made this possible. You know, we got biostimulant pack and soil activator pack and tree and shrub pack and all kind of packs that you can buy on the Academy website. And you know, sometimes you may use a little bit more of this one and a little less of this one, and you got left over and you have to buy a pack just to fill in a spot, you know, whatever. Well, my friends at Greene County, what they've done is we've come up with a build-a-box, okay? And that's coming soon, probably February 1st. And what you're gonna be able to do is go in and pick and choose 4 individual products, the 4 that you want, put them in the shopping cart, pay for them, they'll box them up like that and send them to you. That way you have more options. You're not limited to buying just the packages that have been pre-created and are on the website. So hey, thank you for watching my video. I am super pumped and excited about 2019. Man, I'm pumped up. I'm ready. 2019, it's here. You better get your yard right.